Midsize pickups hit that sweet spot between everyday drivability and weekend warrior toughness. Not too big, not too small, just enough truck for towing toys, carrying gear, and still squeezing into a grocery store parking space without white-knuckling the steering wheel. And in 2026, this segment's more competitive than ever. Truck makers are bringing new things to the table, but don't let the marketing hype fool you. Not every midsize pickup this year earns its keep. Some are solid upgrades, others are more of the same in a fancier package. So we've sorted through them all to give you the real story. These are the top midsize pickups of 2026, ranked from the ones that need more work to the no-brainers. Stick around until the end of the video to find out which midsize pickup we think is the absolute best you'll find on dealership lots. Join us as we explore the world of wheels. Subscribe now and buckle up for the adventure. Number 8. 2026 Kia Tasman. This is the newcomer we're watching. The Kia Tasman isn't in US showrooms just yet, but let's hope to see its debut sometime in 2026. The Korean automaker is no stranger to shaking up segments with style, tech, and value, so the Tasman could be a wild card in the midsize truck game. From what we've seen overseas, it's got an eye-catching design that stands out from the pickup crowd. The cabin looks thoughtfully laid out with plenty of tech upgrades and comforts that truckers expect. Plus, Kia tends to pack in a solid warranty, which could be a huge selling point for American buyers looking for peace of mind. On the powertrain side, the Tasman leans on efficient turbocharged engines and might offer hybrid options to keep fuel economy competitive. Add to that a likely affordable price point, and it could be a tempting alternative for buyers who want something a little different from the usual suspects. Still, it's a bit of a waiting game. Until the Tasman lands stateside, we can't say for sure how it'll stack up against the midsize heavy hitters already in the market. Number 7. 2026 GMC Canyon. It's been a reliable player in the midsize truck segment for years. The Canyon's got a comfortable ride and that upscale vibe GMC buyers expect. It's not that the Canyon is a bad truck, far from it. The build quality and interior materials generally hold up well, and it offers respectable towing and payload numbers. Plus, its off-road AT4 trim is a nice nod to those who want a bit more adventure without jumping to a full-size truck. Under the hood, the old V6 is out, replaced by a new turbocharged 4-cylinder. It's a move aimed at improving fuel efficiency and meeting stricter emissions targets, but it also changes the game for power and personality. The Turbo 4 delivers decent punch for most tasks, but lacks the low-end grunt that a V6 brings. The 2026 Canyon also carries a higher price tag than many competitors, especially once you start adding options or step up to the Denali trims. Number 6. 2026 Jeep Gladiator. The Gladiator stands out in the midsize segment for one clear reason: it's built to go anywhere. Powered by a trusty V6, it's got the guts to tackle trails and obstacles that would make other midsize pickups hiccup. But that hardcore off-road focus comes with a trade-off. On regular roads, the Gladiator's ride feels rough around the edges. The suspension setup, designed to soak up rocks and ruts, doesn't translate well to smooth highways or city streets. You'll notice more vibrations, a stiffer feel, and the infamous death wobble. It's become kind of a Jeep trademark. At number 6, 2026 Gladiator is a trail-ready machine with some issues that keep it from being a more well-rounded midsize pickup. But Stellantis has a solution, and we're bringing it out. Just keep watching. Number 5. 2026 Ram Rampage. This pickup hasn't hit US dealerships yet, but it's stirring up buzz as one of the most promising midsize models on the horizon. Officially slated for a 2027 debut here, we're hoping Ram speeds up the rollout, because this downsized version of the Ram 1500, already sold as the Ram 1200 in other markets, could be a serious game changer. That said, the waiting game is real. Without a US release in 2026, it's tough to rank the Rampage higher. We know it's got potential, but until it lands and proves itself on American roads and work sites, it stays right here, just out of reach, but worth keeping an eye on. Either Ram brings the Rampage stateside sooner or later, it will shake up the midsize market. For now, it's the exciting promise just over the horizon. Number 4. 2026 Ford Ranger. The Ranger has all the right ingredients on paper: rugged looks, turbo power, solid towing numbers, and a familiar badge that's backed by Ford's reputation. And yet, it's still not making the impact you'd expect. The 2026 model brings some nice refinements, including updated tech, smarter driver aids, and more off-road options. But in the midsize world, it's not dominating the way blue oval trucks usually do. The F-150 continues to outsell everything in sight. Super Duty models are the go-to for serious towing and hauling, and the Maverick, a compact hybrid workhorse, changed the entire game by making small pickups cool, affordable, and wildly popular. In comparison, the Ranger feels caught in no man's land, too big to be as clever and thrifty as the Maverick, and too small to match the full-size capability of its big brothers. It also doesn't help that the midsize segment is fiercely competitive right now. The Ranger is good, no doubt, it gets the job done, but it hasn't carved out a strong must-buy reason to pick it over the others. Number 3. 2026 Honda Ridgeline. The Ridgeline has always done things its own way, and for 2026, it could finally get more recognition. Honda's prepping a full redesign, and it couldn't come at a better time. The Ridgeline already stands out with its unibody construction, a rare move in the midsize truck segment that gives it the smoothest ride and most car-like handling in the class. For everyday driving, it's easily the most comfortable trucks you can buy. Honda's not stopping at looks or cabin upgrades. The big news is the hybrid powertrain in development, likely built off the brand's proven eHAV system. That means better fuel economy in the first place, but also more low-end torque. On the downside, it's still not built for hardcore off-roading, and traditional truck fans might scoff at the lack of a body-on-frame setup. If you really insist, the Trail Sport package still gives you a decent option for light off-road adventures. Number 2. 2026 Chevy Colorado. The Honda Ridgeline deserves credit. It carves out its own lane with that unique setup. But then you step into the Chevy Colorado, and it becomes clear why it takes the edge. When GM dropped the old V6 in favor of a 2.7 Turbo 4, enthusiasts raised an eyebrow. Losing cylinders has rarely been a crowd pleaser. But this engine proved itself fast. It keeps serious towing muscle, matching the class-leading 7,700-pound capacity of its predecessor, and delivers torque earlier and more efficiently. It may sound smaller on paper, but in practice, it pulls hard and feels confident. The new Colorado also feels tight and planted inside, with a modern cabin that actually looks like it belongs in 2026. You get big, easy-to-read screens, and enough trim variety to fit whatever lifestyle you're throwing at it, from worksite utility to weekend trail runs. Off-road trims like the Trail Boss and ZR2 bring real capability, not just plastic cladding and a sticker. The 2026 Chevy Colorado leans in on what truck buyers still care about: power, capability, and options that actually do something. That's why it earns number 2. It's not perfect, but definitely the most well-rounded and hardest-working mid-size truck you can get before hitting number 1. Number 1. 2026 Toyota Tacoma. You don't become the best seller in America by accident. The Tacoma has earned its crown over the years with rock-solid resale value, real-world capability, and a reputation for reliability that's impossible to beat. The new lineup covers just about every kind of truck buyer. You want off-road, the TRD Pro and Trail Hunter trims come loaded with serious gear right from the factory. Need a daily driver with solid towing chops? The turbocharged 2.4 engine and iForce Max hybrid setup offers strong performance and torque without sacrificing efficiency. The cabin finally feels modern too, with big digital screens, improved ergonomics, and quality materials that don't feel like an afterthought. Sure, some owners have reported hiccups, but let's put it in context. When you're moving this many trucks, a few problems are going to show up. And Toyota's track record for fixing what needs fixing is still one of the best in the business. At the end of the day, the Tacoma just does everything you want in a midsize pickup, It works hard and holds its value better than anything else in the segment. There are flashier options, smoother rides, and even a few trucks with more horsepower. But if you're looking for the most proven, best balanced midsize pickup in 2026, the Tacoma is still the no-brainer pick. Thanks for watching and see you next time.